This is the World on Water for May 3. These are some of the highlights in the world of sailing globally for this week. High drama in San Francisco as the SailGP teams test for this weekend's races. Scallywag drama in the Caribbean, and all the boats have a great time in the Round the Island race. In New Zealand, it's the Nationals, Sailing Champions-League globally, and the Keelboats in New Zealand have their national championships. The Kite Boils have the Gold Cup. Paul Westlake tells us what's happening in sailing globally, and the Newport Ensenada race starts in the USA. Another jam-packed week in sailing on the World on Water.
Each year, the Round Antigua race happens the day before Antigua Sailing Week. It's a chance for the teams to shake down and get ready for the week ahead. At this year's rainy start, the shakedown got literal when an incident saw Scallywag and Zingara Conviction come together.
An accident happened, and accidents happen all the time. And in essence, what has happened is great sportsmanship. They have stepped up as gentlemen, they accepted everything, they've helped us with our repairs. We've just finished our repairs, we're ready to race tomorrow. So happy days for everything.
Antigua Sailing Week 2019 was officially opened this evening with a wonderful parade from the Antigua Yacht Club through English Harbour Town to Nelson's Dockyard, the world's only remaining Georgian dockyard that is still in operation today. Zingara Conviction won today with a time of 5 hours, 40 minutes and 58 seconds.
Started out bad, ended up good, because on top of that then we ended up winning today, getting line honours. There's always a silver lining somewhere, right?
With the Round Antigua race done and won, all crews prep for day one of Antigua Sailing Week when 100 yachts will throw down on our azure waters.
today we're repairing the mainsail, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have a new backstay and we'll get back racing.
We're excited to see you. Oh, yeah,
That's what's going next.
So we've been on shore for a while now, Harold. What's going on out there?
Very little. They keep getting bits of breeze, but it's only like the 3 knots, 4 knots. It'll pump up a wee bit, but then it disappears again. So we're going to delay this for another hour, and until make another call in an hour's time. So we'll stay with that and see if we get anything that we can work with.
We were AP'd for 1 hour, and then we were AP'd for 2 hours, and now we're AP'd for 3 hours. There's not a lot happening on the water right now, so we'll have to wait an extra hour to see what we're gonna do today. I really want to go out sailing because it's a lot of fun.
Hi, my name's Levi.
And I'm Sean.
And today we're going to be showing you guys how to go fast.
We're both from Koa Yacht Club.
Yeah.
So, first off, your main sheet tension. In the lighter winds, you want it to be eased off a little bit, about there. And then as the wind picks up, you slowly squeeze it on a bit, which is fast.
And another great tip is you want to, so when you're coming around the bomber, you want to look for the more fluffy seagulls on the certain angles, and because the fluffy seagulls they need more wind to fly, so you want to go towards them because they carry the wind.
Also, with my haircut, I've got it specially designed for speed off the start line. So when you come off the start line, if you have a certain angle, you get this lift off this fluffy part at the back, and when you have that lift, you're pointing like 0.178 degrees higher than like George C. Rush and Daniel Lynx and stuff like that. So it's pretty fast. Because on the downwind it also helps because you can like fluff it out a bit to get that little bit of extra sail area, and you'll just go a little bit faster.
We hope all these tips have helped you guys. And make sure that you go fast out there.
Go fast.
Go fast.
Send it.
After 3 hours, the AP finally went down and they said we could launch. But once we got out, there wasn't really much of a breeze, so they decided to wait for a bit longer. And then a breeze started to fill, but it didn't really stay for long, and the wet breeze just died, so we all had to head back into shore. A bit boring, but with nothing much happening, but that's the sport of sailing.
So tell me, what's the plan for tomorrow then if you got no racing in today?
Plan is to try and do my best and try and get lots of races in.
Yes, so are they starting early?
Yeah, they have to start on, yes, yes, they are starting early and they want to try and get 4 races in.
All the action is happening in the bronze fleet?
Sure.
Alright, good luck, Leo.
Thanks.
The best part is the high level at this Champions-League because always action. It can be also frustrating sometimes if you are behind, but I think just if you have the opportunity to sail in this high level, you can progress.
It's really close racing, it's right on the shore, there's a lot of things happening, so there are a lot of chances to win.
Rather than a harbour race at the end, we're going to do 4 windward lewards. We're going to race as hard as we can. Any questions? If not, forever hold your peace and we'll see you out there for a 9:55 first signal. I hope.
Grand.
Okay, cheers guys.
Cheers mate. Thank you.
Have a good day sailing.
Thank you.
Welcome to the 2019 Keelboat National Championships.
We're looking forward to a great weekend on the water with lots of tight racing and lots of feline milk.
Yeah, first of all, big thanks to the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron for hosting and running this regatta. To Thielen, thanks for sponsoring this event. We've had a lot of your milk today. I think we had on average about 6 or 7 cartons each, so thanks for that.
Thielen, made in New Zealand.
Got to hold that bit forward.
Yeah.
Thielen fresh milk, delivery within 72 hours.
Take a sip.
I'm not going to put anything on, it's just the final tap, no worries.
Si Jian Ling, Rudan Bai Jinjiang.
Welcome to the 52nd Antigua Sailing Week. 96 boats took to 2 magnificent race areas today. Moderate conditions made for a beautiful day, and the odd squall brought some challenges to the racing division. The big boats were flying around the course, and the smaller ones really began to fight it out amongst themselves. With so many closely matched boats in classes 4 to 6, we can already taste the aggressive racing this regatta is known for. Jules Mitchell and his team on National Sailing Academy Spirit took the win in Racing Class 6 and are already pushing for an overall win.
In the first race, a few minutes after the start, we had a nice little race going on with the Irish, but further into the race we managed to get some separation and then they had some equipment failure. So we went out with not much expectation of how everyone else would have been sailing, and we just sailed as best as we could and we got that.
After a fantastic English Harbour Rum race day 1, the competitors' appetites are whet for the week ahead here at Antigua Sailing Week 2019.
Really happy about my performance. I managed to finish second, right ahead of Maxime Nochet, so he placed me on the first position on this event. This is the final of the Gold Cup.
I was super happy to win the Tour this year, and that's my 11th world title, so yeah, I'm stoked about it. And yeah,
See the full interview on boatson.tv.
We have all the conditions in China and managed to win the event. The second one I won also with a strong win, and here we managed to make 4 races. It was quite good because the conditions were challenging.
See you next year at the next event in Cagliari. Thank you, Cagliari. Thank you, Sardinia. Thank you, everyone.
This report is brought to you by Pantania's Sail and Power Insurance. We're in North Sail's loft once more, and Paul Westlake is with us. Paul's in from overseas. He's the international man, and he's been up at Port Stephens this long weekend with Marcus Blackmore. How'd you go?
Yeah, it was good. It was a great regatta at Port Stephens. I mean, when you get half a dozen TP52s together, racing's always fun. We ended up second. Pretty light air kind of event, very shifty. You know, congratulations to Zen and the Zen team. I mean, they sailed a very solid race, and it just shows that you know, the second-hand market for TP52s continues to be very strong
in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia, into Asia. But I mean, you know, the 52 racing, there's really nothing better.
Oh, that's good. Now, what about internationally? It's spring there, so.
Yeah, well, it seems like only a matter of a month ago people were complaining that there was still ice in the Northern Hemisphere, and then you just look at what's happened over the last kind of 3 weeks. You know, we've had, in Europe, we've had the first of the Melgus 32 circuit, you know, up and running with a good number of boats there. We've had our first World Championships with the Melgus 20. Good win there with 3DI. That's the first time that we had a complete 3DI inventory into the Melgus 20 fleet, and it was very, very pleasing for a lot of hard work by a bunch of guys to get that technology into such small boats. So, you know, we've got A-class cats going on at the moment, the Moss are full on. Like, it just seems like a lot of little boat development, and this high performance sailing is pushing really early in the season. We had the Super Series boats had a nice kind of testing session up in Valencia 3-4 weeks ago. All the teams were there, with the exception of Brnonisek, which I'm involved with. It's a new boat for Vladimir for St. Petersburg Yacht Club.
Whose design is that?
And it's a Boatine. So it's come out of Longitude Cairo yard. And yeah, new Boatine boat. Adolfo's put another one together, so it's nice to be back. It'd be great to be back with the Brnonisek team, and we launched that boat. I head to Valencia on Monday, and we put that boat in the water, and we get kind of 5 days to check all the systems work, get all the sails set up, and then we're off to Palmavella. All the Super Series teams are doing Palmavella this year, not as a circuit, but as a training event, and then we're off to Mahon for the first event. So, as I said, man, it seemed like all my peers in Europe were talking about skiing 4 weeks ago, and now we're faced with Palmavella in 3 weeks' time.
Of course, it's also happening in the Caribbean too, isn't it?
Yeah, some BARTs going on right now. I just saw a report, you know, big wind, big waves again. You know, had the super yachts there. I mean, it's yeah, it's racing starting seems like it starts earlier and earlier every year. I don't know where the winter breaks are anymore.
They're trying to get away from the snow.
Yeah, exactly.
I noticed that Scallywag has got a new bowsprit and it's ready to go again.
Yeah, we've had some nice reports over the last 3 days from Scallywag. We put a bunch of new sails on the boat to follow up with what we did in the lead up to the Hobart. Obviously, David and the team were a little disappointed with having to pull out so early in the Hobart race, but hey, 100-footers, you know, one small issue, a little structural issue like that with the bowsprit. And you know, I read a little bit of stuff online saying, you know, why do you pull out because your bowsprit's broken? Well, the reality is when you're racing, what was it, 4 or 5 other 100-footers who've all got bowsprits, it's a long race. So yeah, awesome to see them continue to push and over there in the Caribbean, and looks like they're getting a lot of water over the deck. And you know, I think they're going to be a team really to watch as we come the whole way back. They go around the world, do a bunch of racing, and come back for Hobart. I mean, you know, the likes of Wild Oats and Blackjack and Scallywag, those guys are working really hard already for this year's Hobart race.
Very good. So there we go. That was the start. That was the official start of the...
That was the starting signal for PHRF-D on the inshore line and PHRF-C on the offshore line.
Thank you, Bill. So now we are off in that fleet. So let's see where we are next. That was a big race. There was a lot of boats in that class. We had, gosh, in PHRF-C, we had a Little Endeavor, Day Tripper 2, Isa Blue, Miller Time, Pixis, Scenic, Shock Maven, and Tambourine. A nice mixture of boats, all in the different classes of Hunter, Catalina 42, Santa Cruz 33. So some really nice local sailors coming from, well, Dana Point, Long Beach, Newport Harbor, Cruising Racing Association, and a lot of different rank and file of our excellent day sailors and weekend sailors that fills this fleet. Really excited. So we've got also we have in the PHRF Delta fleet, we have boats like Freya, Cimarron, Bloomin' Foo, Trofina 2, Moxie, Rascal, Leilani, N2E, Tomo, Shadowfax, Lulu, No Parley, Soulmate, El Guapo, and Nalu 5. It's just a really, really incredible fleet.
Soulmate is the all-female.
There we go, and yes, I'm on board the Shootist boat, which is our media press boat, with all of the press from different media outlets, and of course, Mary Bacon, who's the queen of the Bahia Corinthian Yacht Club's race committee.
Mary Bacon.
The esteemed Mary Bacon, who hopefully will feed me data as we go, and we wanted to make sure Soulmate was noticed as the all-female crew, Cindy Wynn driving. And that's a Bennett 35S. So really excited for the all-female crew. There should be a lot more all-female crews, and we're hoping that happens over the next few years. But in any event, we will note as many of the unique boats as we can, especially
72. I have 6 minutes.
6 minutes going on this drone. Very good. Don Logan producing the show. Thank you, Don, for working hard, and the Buchanans for offering their boat, the Shootist. We are flying above the fleet here as much as we can do to get you as great coverage as possible. So as we said, bear with us as we get used to what the technology affords us out here with the limited bandwidth. So we've shared this to Facebook Yacht Club, and we've shared this to the Newport Ensenada Facebook page, we hope, and we are working it out to get all of those links set up properly. And if you know, you haven't seen it yet, we'll get it out to you as soon as we can. We're again We've only got 30 people on this production team, and 2 of us know what we're doing. So everybody else is all fluff, and they're all just enjoying the ride on the boat. So, or seasick. So again, bear with us as this is our first year volunteering to do this for the race, which we're really excited about. So Don is flying the drone as well as touching every button on every computer that he can. But again, for those of you joining us now live, maybe one or none, hopefully you can at least get a little idea of what we're attempting to do out here as we're driving a powerboat around the 192 boats or so in this fleet. And Bill McNamara is aboard the start boat, and I'll put his voice on as he's doing countdowns occasionally, every, of course, 10 minutes and such for the next fleets. They are doing 10-minute start sequences to be able to give boats outside the race start area time to get out down the coast. We've got really ideal conditions. The fog burned off. We've got a nice breeze, southwesterly breeze, our typical breeze, probably at about 6 to 8 knots, and even filling into maybe 10. So it's really ideal with what's happening out here. They're very excited. Most people were talking about how dismal the conditions may be, but really this is absolutely ideal for an Ensenada race. It's really great for the first timers, and it actually is acceptable for the seniors.